Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of I'm excited of the Us review. Kind of lost my train of thought there, but welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm excited to explore a topic that often sparks curiosity and debate: the advantages and disadvantages of dating older and younger partners. Whether you're actively dating or simply interested in understanding relationship dynamics, this discussion, I think, is relevant for anyone navigating the world of romance. So it's a pretty interesting topic, and it's a topic that's been around for a long time, and I've heard a lot of people talking about it, the pros and the cons or whatever. So I'm going to talk about some pros and some cons and disadvantages and advantages of dating older and younger. I am your host, Dr. Carla Davis Luster, also known as Ask Carla. Here is where I discuss controversial relationship topics, highlighting the male and the female perspectives when necessary. For legal and purposes, and to add as disclaimer, I do want to make clear that any of the topics that I talk about is merely an opinion. Please note that the information discussed here on the Us review is for informational purposes only and should not be considered as professional, financial, or legal advice. If you require such advice, I do recommend consulting a licensed advisor in the area of concern that you're having. So someone that's, practicing that particular subject that you're having concerns with, you want to, reach out to them. However, today we're talking about navigating the generational gap of dating older or younger. So when it comes to dating, age can play a significant role in shaping relationship dynamics. Keep that in mind. While some find the idea of dating across age lines very appealing, meaning that, they're attracted, people are attracted to older or younger. They find it appealing, and it's something that is very, attractive to them. Others might hesitate due to potential challenges that you might have, and I'm going to talk about some of the challenges of, both sides. So let's dive into both sides and weigh the pros and the cons of, some of the things. I'm only going to throw out about 3 or 4 things on advantages, disadvantages, older, younger, etc. So advantages of dating older. Let's talk about that first. Maturity and stability is the first thing that I'll talk about. Older partners often bring emotional maturity and life experience because they've been around for a longer time, contributing to a more stable and secure relationship. Their experience in navigating life's ups and downs can help, in resolving conflicts more effectively. They have experience at doing that. Number 2, dating older. They tend to have, older people tend to have established careers. Meaning that, once again, they've been around. Typically, older individuals have had more time to establish their careers, find out what it is that they want to do. Because when you're younger, you may want to do something and you get out there, you go to college for it and find out that you don't like it and you're changing or whatever. But typically, older people, they have kind of figured out what it is that they're good at, what they want to do, or what's, bringing them financial stability. Providing they can, once again, they can provide financial stability. This can alleviate some of the financial pressures that younger couples might face. If it's 2 people that's together, they're about the same age, they're younger, they're just starting out, you're trying to figure it out. Okay, so that is, something that, dating an older person may have been through already. Now, number 3, they have clear intentions. Let's just put this out here. Older people, pretty much, you've been on the dating scene. You've probably sold your oats or whatever you want to say. And, it's less, shall I say, bullshit. Going through playing the games and, the cat and mouse type of thing. They kind of know what they want. They're very focused. They know what they like in an individual, being a man or woman, that is older, and they, they have clear intentions on what they want to do. Many older individuals have a clear sense of what they want in a relationship. Like I'm saying, reducing the ambiguity and the confusion in dating dynamics that may, that all the stuff that comes with dating, the dynamics of dating. Number 4, wisdom and mentorship, I want to say, that they can bring to a relationship. An older partner may offer valuable life lessons and advice, when needed, acting as a mentor in various aspects from professional development to personal growth. So that is a plus with dating older. Now, let's talk about some disadvantages of dating an older partner. Generational gap. And I'll say this. Have you ever seen, be it a woman or a man, they're dating younger, and they're out with their partner, which is the younger, their circle, and they're trying to fit in. They may be even kind of dressed a little funny because they look funny because they're trying to dress younger and fit in or whatever else. That is a generational gap. Differences in cultural references, lifestyle choices, and social circles, that I'm talking about can sometimes be challenging to bridge, leading to, kind of misunderstandings. You're kind of sticking out like a sore thumb and you're not fitting in. So that's one thing. Number two, different life stages. Older partners might be at a different life stage looking towards retirement, depending on how old they are that you're dating, or they may have children from a previous relationship, which can complicate planning for the future. There are a lot of stuff that come in to dating someone that's already established. You may be dating someone, if you're dating older, they may have been married before, blended families, and I can attest, they're hard. It's not that it can't be done, but it's hard. Everyone is fighting for space. Everyone wants the attention. It's just, it takes it takes a lot of maneuvering, a lot of just making sure that everyone is comfortable in the relationship. Okay, so number three, health concerns. With age comes the possibility of health issues that might affect the dynamic of the relationship. And number four, reduced flexibility. Older individuals might be more set in their ways, don't want to try anything new, or they're less willing to adapt to new experiences or lifestyles. Okay, so keep that in mind. Advantages. Let's talk about some advantages of dating younger partners. Well, the energy and the enthusiasm is definitely there, because they got the energy, they're younger, they're moving around, they want to do, a lot of things. They often, bring all of that, and they bring a zest for life that can be invigorating and refreshing, so that may be an attraction as well that, someone may want to date someone that's younger. Now, number two, adaptability. Younger individuals may be more open to new experiences and changes, making a relationship dynamic and adventurous. They're trying new things or whatever else, and it's very exciting, So, and I find that, when I talk to people that, couples that's in this bracket that, dating, they're typically it's the guy that's dating a younger girl. It's more adventurous, exciting. She's beautiful. Haven't aged or whatever. That's that's something that's exciting. It can go both ways typically, but I'm just speaking of more of my experience and some of the people that I've spoken to and talked to. Those are some of the dynamics. Number three, exposure to new perspectives. Younger people tend to bring a different perspective. Engaging with younger individuals can expose one to new cultural trends, technologies, because the younger generation, we got to face it, is more technologically savvy than, and I don't want to say it's not 100%. Everything is, it depends, but they tend to be more technologically sound and contemporary. They have very contemporary ideas, and they like to keep life interesting and evolving, So, and the fourth thing that I'll say with the advantages is the potential for growth. With a longer shared future ahead, couples can grow together and build shared life experiences from an earlier stage, as opposed to you're starting off a little bit, later. Now, let's talk about the disadvantages of dating younger partners. The lack of experience, can sometimes get in the way. Partners may lack the experience to navigate complex relationships. They don't know what to do with it because they've never experienced it, which can lead to misunderstandings or conflicts in the relationship, arguing about different things, because, one is more experienced than the other. Number two, financial instability, because they have not established their careers. Younger individuals might still be building their careers, okay, leading to financial pressures that could strain a relationship due to maybe they're expecting the older partner in the relationship, it could be male or female, to handle the, pick up the slack where they can't do. So that can become a problem if one is not willing to do it. Different priorities for with the younger, the disadvantages with the younger priorities. Younger people might prioritize exploration and self-discovery, while the older partner might seek stability and long-term commitment. So that can be a very, very big problem. Now, the fourth thing that I'll talk about is the generational differences. Just as with older partners, different cultural references and generational viewpoints can create challenges in communication and understanding. So that can be a problem. General prevalence in demographics can be a topic of conversation. So let's talk about some of that. The satisfaction and longevity of a relationship that's an older person and a younger person dating. Health and they can have a health and psychological impact on what the relationship is going like. Let's talk about right now. Let's get into some statistics on age gap dating. Let me see here. What do I have? Global and regional variations may play a part. Key takeaways on motivations and outcomes may play a part. So let me, I have some notes here, and some of the statistics that I did look up is, I'll just kind of read them to you. 68 to 75% of marriages have like an older man that has married or is with a younger woman. So that's a 68 to 75% that happens of couples that are together. Age gap between the general age gap between couples is about 4.2 years. I remember years ago they used to say it was about 3 years, but now it's moved to 4.2 years. 39%, here's another one, 39 to 40% of people have dated someone with a 10-year age gap, meaning the woman could be older, the man could be older, and they've dated someone 10 years younger or 10 years older. So that's 39 to 40% have done this within their lifetime. Here's another one. Couples with larger age gaps report more satisfaction than people that are close in age, meaning that people that are with someone that is younger, male or female, that's the older or the younger, they report more satisfaction due to, I guess, they have a better understanding or whatever than people that are close in age. They tend to have more conflict, is what this is saying. Now, here's another one. It said divorce is higher with older women dating younger men. And with that, 87% of the men that are dating older women, 87% of them typically initiates a divorce. That's scary. So maybe they get in there and, they're looking for something, get it, and they boom, bam, bam, they're done. With that said, once again, that's scary. Now, here's another one. Large age gaps generally has a divorce rate, a very high divorce rate that is being reported here. And the last statistic that I will give you, women between 40 and 60 typically seek younger partners. Interesting, huh? The older, so 40, women between the ages of 40 and 60 typically seek to have a younger partner. That's pretty interesting. That's pretty interesting. I would think that would be men. Needless to say, the statistic talked about women. However, while age, really can influence, relationship dynamics, it's important to remember that every couple is unique. Compatibility, communication that I talk about all the time, and shared values are often, they often outweigh age differences, regardless of the age or whatever. Some of the key things is the communication and the things that I've talked about. If both partners are willing to appreciate and navigate their differences, be it, the man is older, the woman is older, etc., age gap relationships can be both enriching and fulfilling. So keep that in mind. It depends on what you like. It's all in, my husband says all the time, beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. Whether you're dating someone older or younger, it's up to you to work out, like I said, the relationship dynamics to make it work for you. Okay? But that's all I have today. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. I hope this discussion has shed some light on the complexities and joys of, age gap relationships, whether you're currently in such a relationship or simply, you may be curious about, trying to get into a relationship, or there's someone you're interested in and it hasn't started up. Understanding the nuances can help in making informed and thoughtful decisions about your romantic life. Do some research or whatever, what are, and research, some of the statistics that I've given you. And there are a lot of them out there. And, just make up your mind. And then you just got to weigh out the person. You got to, you date the person, talk to the person, get to know the person, communicate. And then you make the decision on your own whether or not, navigating the generational gap of dating older or younger is actually for you. It may be that you're more compatible with a person more closer in age. So keep that in mind. Once again, I am your host, Dr. Carla Davis Luster. You can follow me across the platforms at Ask Carla. You can purchase my novels at Amazon, Walmart.com, BarnesandNoble.com, AskCarlaDL.com, and at the Volumes Bookstore at 900 North Michigan Avenue on the 5th floor. So until next time, keep an open mind and heart as you explore the diverse and exciting world of relationships. I will be back with another topic on next week. Thank you for tuning in. Bye-bye.